Hello, good morning. Oh, Zilby, you fell. How are you all doing today? And hello, Will. Welcome back. Hello, Asitsu. Hello. How are you all doing? Happy Wednesday. Happy game fun day. Halfway through the week. All right, Zilby's done being held in pet. All right, maybe he'll hang out with us for a little bit of time. Excellent. That's good to hear. All right, so I've got my tea, and I think we're about ready to take a look at what this all is. So let's go ahead and jump in. I have not looked at this at all, so it's completely blind, which we'll see how that goes for us. What are you asking me about? Oh, company. I guess, can I do Brooks builds? No, I'm gonna put that in anyways. Wonder if it'll let me. Okay, everything else is fine. I haven't worked at Galvanize in years and years and years and years. All right, so you taught yourself Linux, nice. And Albert, hello. How are you doing today? Which Linux are you using? All right. So let's take a look at what we've got here. So we have, right, it's the standard league system that we got going. We're in Wood of 3, and there's 3 links. Okay, you're in Linux Mint. I've heard good things about Mint. I've not used it myself, though. But some of our students, when I was teaching, did use Linux Mint, and they liked it a lot. Win more points than your opponent by scanning the most fish. To protect marine life, it is crucial to understand it. Explore the ocean floor using your to scan as many fish as possible to better understand them. Rules. The game is played turn by turn. Each turn, each player gives an action for their drone to perform. The map is a square of 10,000 units on each side. Length units will be denoted as U in the rest of the statement. The coordinate 00 is located at the top left. Okay. Each player has to explore the ocean floor and scan the fish. Each turn, the player can decide to move their drone in a direction or not activate its motors. So basically, not move. Your drone continuously emits light around it. If a fish is within this light radius, it is automatically scanned. You can increase the power of your light and thus your scan radius, but this will drain your battery. Oh, we have a battery. Fish. On the map, different fish are present. Each fish has a specific type and color. In addition to the points earned if you scan a fish and bring the scan back to the surface, bonuses will be awarded if you scan all the fish of the same type or same color, or if you are the first to do so. Okay, so interesting. You're using Fedora, nice. Fedora, let's see. When I first started with Linux, I started with Red Hat before it was Red Hat Enterprise. So that's before Fedora was released. I do remember when Fedora was released, and I switched over to it, and it was an interesting experience. And I was a Fedora Red Hat user for, geez, a long time, before I eventually then switched over to Ubuntu. Drones move towards the given point with a maximum distance per turn of 600 units. Okay, so we can go 600. Okay, so each cell that we're in is 10,000. Okay, so we can go 600 cells, essentially. If the motors are not activated in a turn, the drone will sink. Oh, okay. So we got gravity. At the end of the turn, fish within a radius of 800 U will be automatically scanned. Okay. If you have increased the power of your light, this radius becomes 2000 U, but the battery drains by 5 points. The battery light is not activated. The battery charges by 1. The battery has a capacity of 30 and is fully charged at the beginning of the game. All right, I foresee like, I think it's mostly a resource management game, right? And then also like a figuring out like how to move through the system quickly. I wonder if it's going to be a maze. I haven't looked at the actual like map yet. Points are awarded for each scan depending on the type of scanned fish. Being the first to perform a scan or a combination allows you to earn double the points. Okay, so like these little green fish are 1 point. Okay, so different fish are different points. That's interesting. Victory conditions. The game reaches 200 turns. Okay, so we have 200 turns to move through and find everything. A player has earned enough points that their opponents cannot catch up. Both players have saved the scans of all remaining fish on their map. Okay, so all right, so debug stuff, standard things, game protocol. Initialization input. So our first line is our creature count, an integer for the number of creatures in the game zone. It will always be 12. At least for this league, right? I guess it might be different for future leagues. Next, creature count lines 3. 3 integers describing each creature. The creature ID, the color, and then the type. Input for 1 game turn. Okay, so we have their initialization input. All right, what does this entire thing look like? I guess is that it? That's what it's gonna look like. So open, pretty open. Okay, so input for 1 game turn. My score, the opponent's score. Xanax, hello. How are you doing today? Okay, my scan count lines. Okay, so my scan count, the amount of scans that I've done for your drone ID, drone X and Y, and a battery. There's so many inputs. Jim, hello, good morning. A coffee time for you. This is green tea that I'm drinking, which I like this one. This one's pretty good. Which I don't remember exactly what the name of it is because I poured all the tea out into a container, and like the tea bag, like the label is just sort of like somewhere in the cabinet. For every fish. Oh, wait. So they tell me where every fish is? The rest of the variables can be ignored and will be used in the... Wait, do they give me other variables? Output, 1 line. 1 valid instruction for your drone. Move, X, Y, and then light. Wait, light, switches engines off. Okay, and then 1... Oh, activate. So we have the lights are always on. It's not like we can turn the lights off completely. Oh yeah, link to the challenge. Absolutely. I think... No, this goes to the ID. This is the challenge, right? Here is the link to the challenge. All right, well, obviously the first thing is just to capture all the stuff that's going on inside of the code. So let's go ahead and set up a code repo for this. So this is, what is it called? This is CodinGame. I mean, you're calling it Fall Challenge, but it's called Seabed Security. Oh, a new version of Rust dropped. Let's update that. Rasmus Go, hello. How are you doing today? Your Podracer bot stumbled into the Legends League and is currently ranked 318. Congratulations on that. That's awesome. That is really good. Excellent. All right, I need to open up Slack over here. I need to figure out like good place for like to put various screens so I can like watch if like something goes wrong for something. All right, so let's see. It doesn't even consider the opponent yet. Oh, interesting. Okay, so my bot does. Well, I switched to considering the opponent, and then that was a problem. So I think that I would have to do. What's the other camera for? Oh, Zilby left. That's a cat camera. When Zilby's here, I can he hangs out with us, and we get a look at him. But unfortunately, I didn't notice that he just completely left. Or maybe I did and I completely forgot to turn off the camera. One of the two. Also, Rugmat. Hello, how are you doing today? All right, so this is going to be called CodinGame Seabed Security. Let's see. Okay, so the first thing to do. Now, we ran into some weird issues when we were first running with like that. Okay, what was that tool called again? I forget. It was cargo something. It was like the cargo combine or whatever. Oh, but I forget what it was called. We've done a lot since then. It wasn't one of the watches. Okay, I'm getting to like not cargo expand. I feel like I'm close to it, but I don't know how much longer it's gonna be. And I'm a little bit concerned that it's not actually using this at all. Yeah, I think we're too far back. Okay, I think it was a cargo install though. So what if I do cargo install? Bundler, that's what it was called. So bundle, yeah, this is what it was, bundle. Okay, so I have bundle installed, so we can do this in multiple files. So if we go into source, I can create a live.rs. And we could just create like a main app that we have to initialize and then run. I think it's going to initialize and run, I guess, once. So we can have like maybe our game state. Okay, so what do we know we're going to have in here? So our first, okay, so on initialization, our first line is just the creature count. So that's it. So we have creature count, and they said it's always going to be 12. So we have to go with that. Hi, hello, unnamed, unknown, hello. Or wait, is your username like space or something? That'd be fun. Hello, how are you doing today? Okay, so we have our creature count. We also have okay, so initializing input, first line creature count, an integer for the number of creatures in the game zone will always be 12. Next, creature count. Which is lines. For each, okay, so then there's going to be 3 lines for each creature. So that sounds like we need a pub struct creature. We'll have the ID, which you are a U8? It doesn't say what type it is, does it? Can we figure out what you are? Okay, this says an I32. I'm assuming that it's not going to be a negative number though. It's going to have a color. So that's a U8. And then also a type, which is also a U8. So we'll have a creatures, which I guess right now we'll just have this be a vec of creature. We're probably going to want to derive and debug this just to make sure that we've got it done right. Right, we can't do, we'll have to do like creature type. Okay, so I can start with this, this, and like it just will error out. So I just want to like make sure I get the initialization input and all of that stuff is working the way we expect it to, because otherwise we're gonna have a lot of and it's just gonna be a lot of code before we can even see anything happening whatsoever, which is not all that fun and cool. All right, so let's see. We're probably going to init you. I probably want to, I wonder if I could, I don't think I could bring in, oh, right. Somebody told me at like one point in time what we have access to. I don't think anyhow or error is one of them, right? So I think we're gonna have to just to use like a native Rust for the most part. I think we have things like we have access to Rand, but I don't know what else. Somewhere it said. So I could do a result, and our type here would be self. Or you know what? We'll just do self. I'll do some expects in the case that this fails. All right, so here's what we want to do. Creature count. So that's the first line that we're getting in is creature count. So I want to read from standard in, and so they actually have this here for us. So we basically do this. So we're going to create an input line. Then we're going to IO import standard IO, read line, and pass it that, and then okay, so that we know that there's one thing, so I just want to turn this into let creature count is going to be equal to our input line. We have to trim it, and then we're going to parse it and unwrap you and return a self with the creature count. Okay, so it now knows that that's a U8, hopefully. And then creatures, and so that's going to be a little bit more difficult. So let's do this exact same thing again. So I can shadow input line. We start over again. We then read the next line coming in. Oh, right, there it is. Thank you, Rasmuscope. Okay, so we got Rust 1.770, Chrono, iter tools, libc, rand, regex, and time. So no error handling libraries, which is kind of surprising that they're not going to give us like even anyhow. But whatever, we'll make do. We'll just unwrap and have it crash, because that's what we do. That's how it goes. Okay, so we do you, and then we're going to. Now this is going to be a series of 3 things, right? How are you doing this? We input line, we split. Okay, I probably need to. Okay, you're splitting and collecting them into a vector. Okay, so let's do input line. Let's trim first and then split. Split at each space. And then we're going to collect into a vec of probably right now a string. Oh, okay, fine. Is that why we were doing this? Oh, and look who decided to join us. Hey, Zilby. Zilby, hi. Okay, so we have that. That's happy. Now I need to, okay, so I need to basically turn these inputs into a creature, which is these things. So if I impl from with a vec of stir for creature. We can then do an into on it. So I want to, I mean, I'm guessing that I think it's in this order. I think that's what they told us. So we should just do let ID equals our this is values, right? Values of 0. Oh, but you're to strings, then I need to owned all of you. Oh, but wait, that's not. Oh, no. To owned is not what I want to do. I want to parse. Okay, so that turns them into the numbers. They come in here, and now we have a creature. And so then I want to do let creature count. The trait bound. No, not creature count. Creatures, can you do this? Yeah, because if I run into on a vector, it then runs into on every single one. So it basically iterates through for me behind the scenes, if I remember correctly. So, all right, creatures, like that. Is that not true? The trade bound vec creature, oh no, so I can't do that. Okay, fine. We'll into iterator and we'll map. Okay, so then we'll collect you. Creature from stir is not satisfied. The trait from vexter is implement. Oh, I didn't want this to be vexter. There we go. Now you're happy. Oh, wait. What am I doing? This is right. That was right down there. Why am I doing the map? I don't need to do this as a map. I confused myself. Okay, so inputs. Yeah, I wanted to just do a dot into on this. To turn it into a a creature. Oh, got it. So this does indeed create a creature, but we need a creatures vector. Okay, this is just me being silly. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to do for in 0 through creature count. It's a loop, silly. I mean, I woke up more than a little bit of time ago, but okay, so then we want to just do this over and over again, and we want to create let mute creatures. And then I want to just push you in. There we go. Okay, I think that'll look a little bit better. Schrodinger, hello. How are you doing today? And then also Chikabala, hello. How are you? Okay, so that should give me this. This is great. We can now head into main, and I want to use game state. I want to let this probably need to be mute eventually, but until then, we do our game state. We'll initialize it, and then I want to just probably debug this out. So we're gonna do a debug of game state. Game state, yeah. Okay, no errors. We have some warnings, but that should be okay. Let's go ahead and create a new panel. So if I run this, so if I do a cargo run on this, it should then wait for input. And so we know that the first one is 12. So maybe instead of 12, let's give it like 2. And then we know it's the ID. 3 integers. It'll be the ID, the color, and the type. So it'd be like 0 and then 1. And then 2, like 1, 1. Okay, I think that works. Okay, so we should be fairly confident this is going to work the way we want it to. So let's continue on. I kind of want to also pull out the creature and put this into its own file, because this might get big. So that's I mean, you exist. All right. Okay. And let's go down. Let's find creature. And we will delete you here. We'll open up creature. Paste you in here. Okay, and then that, everything should still be happy and we should still be good. Excellent. Okay, so now we've initialized and done the input. And so now we have the input for 1 game turn. So that sounds like we'll have another, like a turn in here. So now for a single turn, the first thing that we're probably going to do is we want to get the input for the turn. So Stacking, hello. How are you doing today? Okay, so input for 1 game turn. We're gonna have my score. Okay, so my score for your current score. Okay, so Then I pretty much just want to do this read line again. Okay, so this first one. All right, so we have my score. So let my score is going to be equal to our input line. We're going to trim it, and then probably parse it to be whatever it wants to be. And then I think that we're actually just going to store this in here. So we'll have our my score. It's gonna be U8. I assume we can't get above 255, but we'll discover that pretty quickly, won't we? Okay, so that will be my score. Today is just a chilling like Bob Dylan type of day. Nice, excellent. That's always fun. Okay, so we're gonna initialize my score with 0 because we assume that we start with 0. Okay. All right. So then our faux score. For you opponent score. Okay, so the faux score. I'm assuming that the game also starts with them having 0. That would really suck if they start with like an actual score. Okay, so then we get that. Apparently I forgot a semicolon on there. Okay, so my scan count for your amount of scans. Your watch streak increase. You're okay, so you got a 3-stream streak. You no clue how you manage this when you haven't opened Twitch in a few days. I wonder. Yeah, that's weird. I wonder how that works. Maybe you had like a browser on it by accident and you didn't realize. It's just sort of, oh wait, you're using Arc, right? Maybe Arc is keeping it open behind the scenes. Okay, so we have that. Now the next, okay, so my scan count for your amount of scans. Do I mean, I might as well keep these, but like, I don't know how much we care about my scan count, but whatever, we're gonna keep this in here. So again, we're going to start this with 0. And we know that this is going to be for your amount of scans. We know that's at a number of some kind. So my scan count equals that and then parse. Okay, so that should be good. Next, my scan count lines and a creature ID for each scan. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. So we want to do a 4. We go through that, and then I want to get the creature ID that we scanned. So this will be I wonder if I want to do something like this, where it's going to be like let mute scanned creature IDs. Do I get my opponents? Yeah, okay. So I get mine. So this is going to be my scanned creature IDs. And I just want to push this in there, right? So we're going to just do okay, so we get our input line, we read that in, input line, the trim, the parse. Okay, so right, okay, so it's going to be one for each one, right? Just for each ID. Creature ID for each scan. Okay, so yeah, it's just the creature IDs. And then we do the exact same thing. What are you upset about? My scan creature IDs. So type annotations needed. Oh yeah, you probably need that. So give me a vec of IU8. And then I no doubt want to do this exact thing again, just for the next thing, which is going to be the foe. So the foe scanned creature IDs. Oh, wait, but it's now going to be a foe scan count. Wait. Okay, so that mute foe. So I want you in there first. Post scan count is, yeah, so actually I don't know how necessary these two are. So I'm actually gonna not keep them in here because I feel like what I really care about is dumping these. So that my scan count, scan creature IDs, okay. What I want to do is I want to put those and mutate the creature to know if I've scanned it or my other thing scanned it, whatever. Arc does keep a tab open for 3 days. That might be it. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. Okay, so go to my scan count. We push in the creature IDs there. Okay, so input line, that input line. So okay, let my scan count. So this is now going to be a foe scan count. Let foe scan creatures. Okay. Our foe scan count. Our foe scan creature IDs, and we push that in there. Okay. This is a lot. Okay, for your drone. Then we have our drone. Okay. Okay. All right. For your drone, this drone's unique ID. Okay, so my drone's ID. So I wonder if I want a drone struct for this too, because we're gonna have one for me and one for my opponent, which kind of makes sense. Let's create a drone. Okay, so touch. Okay, so we know we're gonna have an ID, which probably is a U32, a U8. And then we're gonna have the X and the Y. Now, we know this can be between 0 and 10,000. So I think that's a U32 for that. Oh, and then battery, which also is U8 because I think that can be a number between 0 and 30. Okay, so we can, do we know where we begin? I don't know if we know where we begin. So I think instead of impulling drone like that, let's impul default. I want to break this out so badly right now, and I haven't even tested it, so I don't want to do that. But I kind of do. So okay, we can test this right now in a way. Let's debug my scanned creature IDs and debug foe scanned creature IDs. And then main is already debugging that. Okay, so that should be fine. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, so the first one is gonna be creature count. So if we do 3, 3, and then the next 3s is the ID, the color, and the type, right? So like 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, like 2, 1. Oh, but I didn't then do run. I need to do that. Okay, so we then do, okay, you're gonna need to be mute now. We then take a turn. Okay, so this is gonna be 3, 1, 1, 1. Ooh. 1, like 2, 1, 1, 0, 2. Okay, and now we're on to each game turn. So taking a turn, and then the turn is going to be my score, foe score. So that would be my score is 5, my foe score is 3. My scan count. So we have I have 5 scans. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My foe scan count 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm grabbing. Okay, all that stuff seems to be happening correctly. Seem to be able to grab all the stuff. Which means that I feel decently good at refactoring this immediately, because this turn well, get input is getting insane. I do need to get input, but like I feel like each of these things needs to be its own thing essentially. So like I want to like get my score. So like function get my score. Okay, and then I can just run get my score from in here. So that's what I want to do for all of these. So then we have faux score. That's literally exactly the same as this thing. So I wonder if I can just do get score. Do that. It's gonna be U8 that you return. We return U. Okay, so then an input. My score equals get score, and we do that, and self that our faux score equals self dot score, like that. Okay. Use commentator. Hello, how are you doing today? I streamed a few days ago, started learning Rust. Very interesting though. Yeah, the you're talking about the create your own Git with the code crafters thing. Yeah, that's a really fun project, and I really like the way they set things up. Okay. G, hello. How are you doing today? I'm doing pretty good. Halfway through the week, so that's always nice. Let's see. Then okay, so we have our faux. This was getting a faux score, so we don't have to do that anymore. You are getting the scan count. Now, looking at this is like just get one. Oh, but that's going to get like a number versus something else. And so like the type is being set as a U8, and it's like our type system is going to run into us. And I don't necessarily want to use generics with this for like this type of thing. So because also this could change in the future. The source of change is going to, even though this is exactly the same thing, I'm going to go ahead and create another function for this. So scan count, you're a U8 though, right? Okay, so I get the scan count. That's fine. Miadzi. Hello, how are you doing today? This is Rust. We're working with the Rust programming language. your Rust skills are rusty as well. I mean, that happens. Except now we get a pun whenever we talk about it, which is like built-in puns. It's great. Okay, so we get my scan count. Okay, so then we do that. And then I want my scanned creature IDs, which is going to be this and this entire thing. So let's delete you, go down here, do a function get scanned creature IDs. Okay, so we know this is gonna be mutable. Okay, so we get that. We loop through the scan count. Okay, so for 0 and scan count, oh, and then after this is all done, we're gonna return scanned creature IDs. That should make you happy. Okay, so we get our input lines, we read that, we get you. This is gonna be the scanned creature IDs. So we push into that, and then we return you. Okay, so get scanned creature IDs. Is now gonna go, I don't need to give you a type anymore. So self dot get scanned creature IDs, and we're gonna pass it the my scan count. And then we can do the exact same thing right after this, right? So, oh, and you probably don't need to be mutable anymore. So let faux scanned creature IDs equals self dot get scanned creature IDs. Oh, but no, before that, let the faux scan count. So we get another scan count. We pass in the faux scan count. Okay. I mean, that greatly cleans up get input and makes it a lot easier to understand and see what's going on. Modsy, you oh, you see that you can program in many languages? Yeah, like if you've been developing for like any amount of time, you generally start collecting a bunch of languages that you've programmed in, mostly for business reasons. But if you're like doing it for hobby, you just, you know, it's good to sort of like go off and like try new things. Seabed, hello. How are you doing today? Sylvie, I'm gonna pet you. How you doing today? Yo, WSG. All right. He's tired. I don't want to wake him up too much. Okay, let's mark that as complete. All right, so let's run this again.